I loved at the start when Penta did his Zero Miedo thing and Hangman responded with cowboy shit. Good start to this match, but both men letting the other know that they wouldn't back down. Spot of the match. Hangman tried a slingshot splash from the ring to the floor on Penta. However, Penta rolled back into the ring. Hangman was able to land on his feet, but he turned around right into a tope con hilo from Penta. Awesome. Honorable mention, the Death Valley driver that Hangman hit on Penta. Damn, that was brutal. Penta tried to do his arm breaker move on Hangman, but Hangman countered it by whipping Penta off him. Then Hangman scrambled to his feet and hit a pop-up powerbomb on Penta. Nice sequence. Penta hit a very cool Made in Japan. What made it extra cool is Penta held on to Hangman's arm for the pin attempt, nearly securing the win. The finish was Penta ducking a buckshot lariat attempt, but turned around into a clothesline from Hangman Adam Page that was followed by a buckshot that Penta could not avoid, and the 1-2-3. The cage match rating was a 7 out of 104 votes. I loved how they built the match before the commercial and then cooked when the commercial concluded. Excellent TV wrestling match. The winner was Hangman Adam Page. I looked for bad reviews of this match and I almost found none. Everybody seemed to love this, which is odd because there's so much negativity surrounding Hangman with his original title run that I feel like if they would have built to it with matches of this caliber, there wouldn't have been that negativity around his title run. And honestly, I feel like if they want to put the belt on Hangman again, it is going to be met with a lot more respect than it was originally. As always, a good opening match. After the promo between Samoa Joe and Hook, which had already warmed up the crowd, excellent work by Penta, but also by Abrahantes. Alex is really fundamental in bringing support to the luchador. Page fights very well, as usual, but his attitude is different. He's angry. He often looks at Samoa Joe. The match doesn't suffer much, but the crowd does a bit. In some moments, they boo Page, or he distances from the match. Still a good opening. Great resistance from Page, who kicks out after a fear factor. Penta dodges the buckshot lariat, but Page is ready. Shotgun lariat and buckshot lariat. So good! And yeah, I mean, I said this at the time. I actually didn't find the opening promo was that great. It actually was a bad start for me. I would have preferred if they just would have went into the match. It would have had a little more gravitas to it. It would have felt maybe a little more important. This kind of telegraphed the ending a little bit in that, you know, we know we're going to get Hangman versus Samoa Joe. And that was really my main problem with the match on this, was that you knew where it was going. You knew Penta didn't have a shot. And that hurt the match. But Penta is so much fun in the ring. And Hangman has elevated his wrestling game so much, which is amazing because he was already elevated, guys. Like, I know people love to bag on Hangman, but he's always been an incredible, incredible wrestler. He has just brought it to another level this year in AEW, and I'm so excited for it. So I am going to give this match a solid 4. 4 out of 5. Like I said, not having less idea of where the finish was going would have brought it up to a 5, it not being on TV. However, I do agree with what was said previously that having the commercial break kind of play into the match, like it kind of worked with the match instead of work against it, which I think is great when you can do that. I don't know if that's always possible for him, but it was really cool to see that commercial break actually work for the match in its favor this time around instead of the other way. All respect to Trent, but this had no business going over 2 or 3 minutes. Trent is another guy that's essentially been booked the same his entire AEW career. I do think Wardlow needs to get in longer matches, but the way they booked Trent, this was at no time a real contest. And I could not fucking disagree more. The idea that Trent can't go 3 minutes with Wardlow is the whole fucking problem. And I am glad that this match was booked in a way to show that Trent can, in fact, go more than 3 minutes with a guy like Wardlow. And how did he do it? Did he do it by overpowering Wardlow? No, he had to be more clever. He had to be resourceful. He had to be a better technical wrestler. He had to be faster. And that's what I liked about this. It showed a lot of interesting aspects to Trent that we haven't seen from him in his AEW run. These are the kinds of things that we saw from him in Ring of Honor. Trent was a major player in the Ring of Honor tag team scene, along with Chuck. and they are AEW originals, and I think it's an awesome idea to let him shine against a guy like Wardlow and to rub off some of that wrestling knowledge that Trent has on Wardlow, which this match was one of Wardlow's better matches in his entire time in AEW, and it's because he was given something interesting to work with. It wasn't just a squash match. No, I do not think Trent should have been squashed here. I think we should have gotten exactly what we got. It did not make Trent look weak, or it didn't make him look like a pushover. It made Wardlow still look strong. And I thought that's what was really cool about this match, is that it did both things at the same time. It did a perfect balancing act, which is very hard to do with this sort of match. So that's why I give a lot of respect to this match and a much higher rating than what you're going to see on Cage Match. I'm clearly in the minority, but this was my match of the night from last night's episode. The layout of this match made a lot of sense. When Trent got momentum, it was because of a chair shot or a clever bit of chicanery, which meant that they could extend the match length while protecting Wardlow from looking too vulnerable. We haven't seen Wardlow go this long in a while, and he really delivered. The F5 toss to start the match was well done by both wrestlers, as was the Casualty of War, which is a scary move. And Trent made it look awesome. It was a small thing, but I also really liked the way that Trent struggled with the pile driver, selling the idea it was difficult, exhausting move to execute given Wardlow's size. And yeah, this is what I'm saying. There was a real balancing act going on here. This was a real masterpiece of wrestling. A lot of people viewed this as the worst match of the night. Now, was it as good as Hangman versus Penta? Yes, it was as good as that, if not better. This, honestly, was the match of the night because of how difficult it was to execute. We knew Hangman and Penta were capable of having a banger. That was a foregone conclusion. We also knew how the match was going to end. We didn't necessarily know how this match was going to end. Maybe it would have been better if it would have ended in some kind of disqualification or no contest, but I like that it was definitive, and I liked that the way they got there made both guys look good. That's what wrestling should do. That's what good booking is. I think similar to Dustin Rhodes and Swerve Strickland's match on a recent pay-per-view, I'm one of the few who really enjoy this sort of one-sided underdog story match. AEW appear to be trying to push Trent as of late, at least in terms of his gutsiness and resilience, without having him win a great deal. A side note is that Wardlow did a great job on the false finish off the pile driver, not having his eyes open the whole time to watch the referees count. Yeah, there was a lot of really fine technical stuff in this match that I thought was really awesome, that spot included. And I like the way that we're pointing out that that we've been doing interesting things with Trent recently. Like, yeah, I know best friends have never really had their day. They haven't won a tag team title. They haven't really had. I really like the what they did at All In, bringing them out there for the anarchy in the arena. While I didn't enjoy watching best friends get absolutely fucking demolished by the Blackpool Combat Club, I do like that they were in such a showcase spot. And I think it was really cool to give Trent and Chuck that kind of due. Being AEW originals, coming right from Ring of Honor, right over to AEW, right at the start, and really help establishing AEW as a place for amazing tag team wrestling, which I hope it'll be again someday. My rating for this match is going to be a 4 out of 5. I'm going to give it the same as Hangman and Penta. I know I said it was better. Does it quite get a 5? I don't know, man. Maybe it gets a 5. Fuck, maybe it gets a 7. You want to give it a 5? I can give it a 5. It doesn't matter. No one's keeping track. Nobody gives a shit. Half of you have stopped watching the video at this point. My metrics say that most people stop watching the video around the 3-minute mark. So I don't know what to do with this part of the video that you don't watch. I could do anything I wanted to. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you to watch another video so that in hopes that more people will make it to this point in the video and this channel will grow so that I can do more reviews and bring you more amazing content. So if you like what you see here, make sure you like, subscribe, share it with your friends, watch another video, and keep commenting down below and let me know what you think. I didn't mention that part, but do that part too. And then keep digging.
Stop what you're doing, baby, and follow Mr. Hargrave from parts unknown, if you will, baby.
Mark went one half a private party, say what up to the grave diggers, and keep doing your thing.
Watch another video or be cursed.